So I went to the doctor recently, and I have a history of. I got the prostate. It's one finger, by the way. Not that I could tell. I had to ask.
Not bad at all.
That's a good point, actually. It's like everything would feel like a giant dildo, wouldn't it? I mean, it's
You
an
wouldn't
asshole.
assume that it was two? It felt like one where you're just like, oh, it's not that bad.
It felt like a baseball
Did you ask
bat.
beforehand? Did you ask beforehand or
What's
during?
that? Did I ask for four? What?
I said,
No,
did you,
you even back
said, did you ask? Did you ask beforehand or during? How many
asked,
fingers he was using?
I forget, Mike. I'm
Was it like, how many's up there?
I'm not,
or you were like, I just want to get this out of the way. How many is it? Like it's a formality. Or like, oh God, is this normal?
yeah, no, I asked him. So we talked about the podcast that I do. I called it a radio show because I didn't want to explain what the fucking podcast was to a general physician. But anyway, so I kept asking the doctor. I said, I have history of colon cancer in my family. I should get a colonoscopy. And that's like, if you bring it up, if the patient brings it up, then it's like, oh, it's a difficult subject. So yeah, here's what we'll do this or whatever. The guy wouldn't do it. I had to ask like 2 or 3 times that I wanted to schedule a colonoscopy, and he kept saying, you're too young. Nah, you're too young. Just don't worry about it. Just wait a little bit longer. And I was like, I feel like I'm like weirdo now.
What van was he working at? Just like, don't worry about it.
Michael, pushing you aside like a piece of paper. That'll probably be right.
You're fine.
And then
But I was the weird one because I kept like working it into the conversation again.
Listen, bro, I'm married, okay?
About that colonoscopy.
So does it get to the point where you keep hinting at it, and by the end of it, you're like, shove something up my ass, do it?
Yeah, pretty much. I figured I was either gonna have to get him drunk or wait till he was on his period to suggest it.
Wow.
But it was better that you had to work for it.
I
and you
didn't
got
get it.
right?
He didn't give me the goddamn
I didn't
appointment.
get it.
So now I gotta get.
I tried to get a doctor to shove his fingers up, or a
You
camera.
could probably do it yourself. You
What?
could probably do it
Fingers,
yourself.
whatever.
I mean, technology's getting there. Just lodge a GoPro up your ass.
You probably could get a go.
I mean, take
No,
the
get a
GoPro Bro.
rotor-rooter.
No,
Like
this is
for
what you
the-
do, this is
for
what you
the
do.
Toilet?
You,
Like a rotor-rooter? You know, like
I'm sure you have a plumber friend from New Jersey who
Yeah.
can help me out.
you could probably take out the lens part of a GoPro, wedge it up a Johnny, and then just broom handle it up there.
I
with
mean,
a, with a
you know
light on
what?
it.
Hey, somebody had to try the vinegar, right? Why not be the guy that tries this?
Today's podcast is brought to you by GoPro. Brandon had the sponsor sheet in his hand. No, but
No, we're gonna stop it. Let's read the. I need to read this.
all right, go ahead and read it.
Baby.
Have you ever had a moment where you just accept death?
No, because I've never died.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no. But I've had moments where I'm like, well, this is it, and I'm okay with it.
Really, you
When
haven't
was
like that?
that?
I was about 7, and I was riding a donkey. I was riding a donkey on a beach.
Okay.
And it was like plodding along, and then all of a sudden it started hauling ass, and I was like going all over the place. And I was like, I'm gonna let go. This is it, and I let go. Fell off. It was fine.
So 7-year-old, you contemplated death and you
Yeah.
came to terms
You
with
accepted it?
existence.
I was like, it's okay.
You must not have much to live for at 7. When you're just like, whatever. Had a good run. First grade, not bad.
I had it on my head. The good thing about being 7 is that you're bendy as crap.
Who in the motherfuck put you on a donkey when you were 7 years old? Gavin dropped his mic, so apparently we lost all of Gavin's donkey story.
Story about a donkey.
There's a story about Gavin in a foreign country and a donkey. That's all we're gonna say.
No, well, he was doing the donkey thing, and that's when it fell off.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
All right.
We won't
He's
tell you if
very
he was on
animated
top of
about
the donkey or below it.
Is there a way that
switch.
people die that you don't believe, like that could kill you?
Anything on 1,000 Ways to Die? Well, actually, no. That all seems like you could die, but I don't think any of it's real.
But like any way like people die, like I don't know. There's something in particular for me that's like I still don't believe it would kill me if I did it.
What?
When people fall off a bridge and land in water, I don't think that would kill you. But it kills everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
like
kills most people. Yeah.
well, like the people like jump off the San Francisco Golden Gate
I mean, there's
Bridge.
like super freak accidents where people don't die, and they're like, no, I'm fine.
Well, there's super freak accidents, people jumping off a building and not dying too.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
How would you jump? Would you go in head first or
Feet.
feet first?
No, you're supposed to go like a pencil.
You're not going to go
pencil.
head first.
I mean, if you want to survive.
Would you hold your?
Like a pencil.
Yeah, that's what it's called. When you jump and like you go slowly striff. And put your
Nobody
arms on
calls
your
it
side.
that. Nobody calls it that.
Absolutely has been called.
Oh, yeah.
go like
How's
this.
it do a pencil drop?
Hold up.
Absolutely what it's called.
Hold up your shoe. Put your shoe up on the table.
Put my shoe up on the table.
So, what kind of shoe is that? What is that called?
This is what I have no idea.
Well, like it's not a dress shoe. I have a dress shoe. You're wearing
It's a sneaker.
You're wearing, what do you call it?
Skating shoe.
You call it a what?
It's a skating. It's skating, boy. Skater boy.
What do you call it?
Tennis shoe?
Tennis shoe. Okay.
Who plays tennis in?
That,
I don't
these
know.
are not
That's just what
tennis
you
shoes.
call it.
I call them sneakers too.
Yeah, these aren't tennis shoes though. Tennis are specific. They're like specific looking shoes. These are not tennis shoes.
But I grew up in the Northeast, like you.
So what's like a running shoe?
I don't know. Ashley calls them trainers. I've never heard that in my life.
Running
Trainers
shoes.
are anything that is like casual running about shoe.
Yeah, that's
Like-
that's.
Well,
What-
I don't know why sneakers. Like, what are you sneaking about?
I'm not.
Nobody sneaks.
So Minty
I don't know.
Kiwi
I didn't
Crunch,
name it.
Minty Kiwi Crunch on Twitter, I think they're from New Zealand, agrees with you. Everybody calls it a pencil dive. It's a thing.
Yeah. See.
All right, I stand corrected.
The important
because of
thing
Twitter
is,
and Michael.
is
Right.
not to hit your head on unbroken surface water.
Yeah. Because you're minimizing the like surface of your body that's hitting the water.
No,
You
I
hold your
get it. I
nose.
would do it. I just never heard
Oh.
it called a pencil dive.
Do you hold your nose to stop water from rushing into your head?
I
No,
mean, if I was
I-
jumping off a bridge, no, I wouldn't. When I'm jumping into a pool, yes, because that always happened to me when I was a kid. If I jumped in the pool, water would always shoot up my nose.
Yeah,
The
if you-
water's gonna shoot up your nose if you jump off a bridge.
Yeah, but I'm okay with water shooting up my nose rather than me dying. I mean, I'll
Yeah,
get
but
over
I mean,
it.
you can still pencil and hold your nose.
No, I want both arms, Brandon.
I saw a
I'm not
video.
gonna do one and
Just do
one.
it.
I could break my elbow
I saw a video of a guy
I
jumping
need
off.
that.
He was jumping off a cliff and did like a double front flip, but
for style, or
he went over too far and just like hit his face as he was coming around from the front flip. Broke his nose and 2 black eyes just from hitting the water, and you think it's really soft.
yeah,
Yeah, it's terrifying.
yeah. Well, like from a certain height, water is like equivalent to concrete. It's just like pavement.
Yeah,
That's another stat I don't believe.
There's
But
also-
I get it. I know it happens, and I know it's true. I just feel like
know
if
it's true, but I
fell
don't
off
believe
a
it.
bridge, I could land in a way that I would
you should
survive.
try it.
No. Because I know it kills you. I know it, but it's like I have trouble believing that I would die from that. I
Yeah,
really,
but-
legitimately.
You're just like watching a video of a guy doing it. You're like, that wouldn't happen.
I'm like, stick
Bernie,
it,
you
dude.
just
Stick it. You got it.
You just watched it.
Yeah.
Nah.
Or if you fall off a bridge, you're like falling into your water, and you're just like, yeah, I'll be okay.
Listen, I had a friend who was so fucking stupid. He was in college. He didn't believe you could die. He didn't believe you could die falling out of a plane. Because he said, you fall out of a plane, just find a hill
Yeah, and run, right?
and run down the hill.
yeah.
Like, just like get the angle and catch it and just run down the hill.
I don't know why you don't understand that as working.
He graduated high school. There's no way, Gavin, you could ever catch an angle on a hill and run down a hill.
You
to slow
wouldn't.
yourself
You
down.
wouldn't run, to be fair, but you would slow down a lot gentler.
Yeah,
than
you would
if you-
die a huge, like, you would die a lot gentler. Is that what you're saying? Like, you would
Well,
just
you
get
would-
squished.
No, you would slow down on the.
You're assuming that you're falling at the speed of fall, and you can angle yourself in such a way that the vector of your force is exactly the same angle as the.
You wouldn't, like, hit it and slide. You'd, like, just slam straight down,
and
whether
you
it's a slope
even,
or not.
Even the slightest angle, you're gonna
Every
pencil
time you
into the-
touch the hill, you will slow down a little bit.
What do you mean touch the
the
hill?
initial
What do you mean
impact
touch-
Okay.
would kill you.
You're coming in like
once
this. It's
you
like
hit it.
you're like whoosh, you're coming in
Yeah,
as the
no,
hill.
no. There's the
Oh!
problem right there. No one falls like this, Gavin, left to right. You're
If
falling
you come-
straight down.
So it's like plane. You don't think you're gonna come out like this along with the plane? You're gonna be coming out.
You're going like this, like you're fucking flying left to right, like you're flying the plane.
If the plane's going at 200 miles an hour, you're falling with a speed of 200 miles an hour that way.
So you're
Yeah,
gonna
but the
hit the
wind resistance is
ground
gonna
at the
slow
speed of
you
200
down.
miles
No,
an
no,
hour.
no. But it doesn't matter. It's like even the slightest variation in the angle between the angle you're
okay,
falling is
when
still
you see
all
someone,
damn it,
when you see
dude.
someone on BMX and they go over a hill, okay,
BMX is way different.
but it's the same principle. If they're coming over the hill like this, if they land, perfect, they slow down. If they overshoot it, hit the ground, it's like, poof,
It's the same principle the way
God.
that flipping a coin is the same as catching a boulder. It's not the same. It's not the same. You could maybe get the angle right, just the way you go, oh, there you go, set it down. It's not going to happen. You're going to get fucking smashed.
No, I think I'm right.
You're an idiot.
Listen, is it possible? Yes, you're not doing it.
I mean, nobody's
You
doing
got
it. What are the
one
chances
shot
on a
at
hill?
it. You got one shot
How
at
do
it.
you
It's
aim?
like,
Can you aim for a hill?
Did you
Yeah,
play?
yeah.
Did you play that game on the iPhone called Tiny Wings?
Yeah.
Where you do the little thing and you go. And
awesome.
you have to it's exactly that.
There you go.
That's not
Point
bad at
proven.
all.
Tiny Wings proved it, Bernie. Why can't you accept it?
It's not that at all. How many times did you fuck up on Tiny Wings where you get bump and you didn't get the thing? That was a learned skill.
Yeah.
You don't have time to like.
But
There's no learning curve.
people have a lot of control. Like people who jump out of a plane can pick a point and be like, "That's where I'm going to land," and they just they
that
steer
it?
themselves. Yeah, they do.
I don't think anyone in the history of ever has fallen out of a plane without a parachute and said, I'm going to land there, and done that. And like gone for it and said, I'm going to land in that
It's like
spot.
miles and miles. It's like hard as shit to land in a
Yeah.
spot,
Okay, but
isn't
say you have
Dude,
this
we
much.
showed a video. Remember the video we showed one time of the guy who he parachutes into the University of Michigan Stadium? And it's like it goes from him in the plane to he's like an Army Ranger or airborne or whatever. Who are the guys who drop in? And he has smoke and all that stuff on him, and he's delivering the game ball. And you realize, like, coming out of the plane, just how amazing it is. He lands on this X and it's all from his perspective the entire time. He lands on an X in the middle of the football field. It's fucking amazing.
Because say you have.
And he makes it look easy, and it's still amazing.
Okay, so say for example you had 10 degrees of control.
I have 10 degrees of control.
You could go 10 degrees this way or 10 degrees that way, and that's in the air. So on the ground, that means like miles either side. Like
that makes it harder to be more precise.
No, it doesn't. It means you have you can land anywhere.
It means you
within
move
10
1
degrees.
degree and you're like fucking a mile and a half off.
But as you get down,
but
that
if you
window
fuck up
becomes
a little bit,
closer.
then you're way off.
Well, you won't. You're going to be aiming for the same point, and as you get lower, the area on the ground where you land is going to become smaller and smaller and smaller until you're just going to land on that thing.
Gavin,
Yeah.
when you bow and arrow, you're shooting a target. Is it easier? What? Is it easier to hit the target at 10 meters or 1,000 meters? Because what you're saying just applies to shooting an arrow.
No, you're doing the
Because if you
opposite.
move a little variation, then you can cover a bigger distance. So it must be easier to hit it.
Bollocks, and I'll tell you why.
Your
Say
words.
you have a archery circle.
I have an archer circle.
Target, there you go. You have one here, and you have 12 in a circle around that one.
Good.
If you're far back, you can hit any one. If you're right pressed up against this one, how are you going to hit the ones that are up there? Because it's like the awkward angle that you're going to be like, you're going to miss. Because
What's your point?
Worse than hell.
I don't even know what that means.
How could you not hit the other ones?
you have more choice of where to hit when you're further back from it.
What I'm saying is that it's less likely you're going to hit something further away because what you're saying is correct. A slight variation in your angle throws you way the fuck off.
Yeah.
And it's more likely you're going to make some kind of miscalculation early on.
Yeah, and by
fast
the
are
time
you
you're
falling?
closer,
How fast am
you
I
have less
falling?
time.
I'm
Yeah,
not
if
at
you-
all,
at
because
what
I'm sitting
point-
here in a podcast.
How fast do you fall? Like if you hit like terminal velocity, fall out of a plane, how fast are you going to the ground?
Oh, God. I
Light
want to say
speed.
400 miles an hour.
No, I
Because
think
you'd
it's-
have to equal that
I think it's like
in the
100
opposite direction, or sorry, laterally, in order to come out.
First
like
of all,
a perfect.
terminal velocity is like one of the most misunderstood.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, where people think it's the speed at which you die.
No, it's the speed in which you stop after you've been.
It's
like
when-
the force of gravity will not speed you up.
It's when wind resistance and gravity are both at maximum, and that's the fastest.
There we
Yeah.
go. So
But I think it's 180 something miles an hour.
what is the fastest a person can fall? Was the number 4?
Within the atmosphere, though, if you're in space. then
No,
it's
let's
four.
not, nobody's in space.
Okay.
Nobody's in space.
Well, if you're higher up,
Everybody's
some people-
here.
If you're really high, you'll fall faster than if you're low.
But it doesn't matter because you'll slow down when you get to the ground. All that matters is how fast you're going when you hit the ground. Do you agree
Okay.
with that? Okay.
Sure.
compromise, but Gavin is not happy about it.
220 miles an hour.
200
It
how
dropped
much?
from a height of 66,000 kilometers.
Oh, fair play.
Let's try it.
I was
Why are
underselling.
we still here?
So you were good. I said 400. I was way the hell off.
But you'd still have to be traveling 200 miles an hour laterally
No, you wouldn't.
in order to have like a 45-degree angle fall.
Why?
Because otherwise, you're just falling. You're falling like this.
Don't hit a 45-degree hill then. Hit like a steeper one.
Hit a wall and just ride it straight down?
Get your pole. What
are you talking
like
about?
Mario. Get some fireworks.
Yeah.
You'll be great.
You basically
Go to a
saved,
playground, just gotta slide.
You're saved if you hit a tree.
You're saved.
No. Yeah, maybe.
tell that to
top
Sonny
of a
Bono.
tree.
Tree could be better off.
Who? Sonny Bono.
Yeah, Sonny Bono.
Don't worry about it.
Well, if the branches keep giving way and just slow you down,
He follows Michael on Twitter.
Yeah.
This American.
Did you ever hear? You know who Steve Merchant is, right, Burnie?
Yeah, of course I do.
Co-writer of The Office. He's Wheatley in Portugal. He is 6'7". And he was
huge.
telling a story once when he was on radio about how these two girls came up to him while he was at a party. He was just walking around with a balloon, and these two girls came up to him, and he was like, "Hey, ladies, how's it going?" And they're like, "No, don't worry, we're just gonna stand here." And then he eventually found out that before that, them and two other friends had arranged to meet back at him because he was so tall and he could be seen. Wow! So like, no, don't worry, we're just meeting at you.
You're shitting me.
Because he was 6'7" holding a balloon. He had this, like he was a landmark in this party.
You should have just moved around as much as possible.
He was a moving
That's what-
target.
yeah,
You
he
could
said-
find him anywhere, though.
Yeah.
It's like, just meet at the tall guy. Oh,
I
there
just
he
can't.
is.
I just can't imagine anything more insulting than two hot girls meeting at you. He's a really funny guy.
That is
I
pretty
saw
funny.
him live once. He was very good.
Barbara wrote, and I kind of remember doing this, is that I stood up at dinner where everyone's there. They've been working so fucking hard. They had this crazy thing where they had to like get their flights canceled. They had a road trip from LaGuardia in New York all the way to
Fuck
Boston.
that.
They were all like completely miserable by day 2. Not miserable, but just like exhausted. And so I stood up owner of the company, I stood up, I held my glass up to everyone at the table. Everybody like stops and looks at me, and I go, I am Catbug. I slammed my drink and sat down. Barbara said she laughed for about 20 minutes after that.
Did you see what I wrote to her
No, but you're
in
right.
response to that?
What? Prepare for the fulcrum?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was coming. But the real thing that happened was after that. So this is totally reconstructed by me. So Bethesda, the people who make Elder Scrolls, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Online was a big game.
What a game.
Yeah, very good game. They're promoting Elder Scrolls Online. They had a big party. They had these like parchment invitations that they gave out.
Ooh, fancy.
And so Ashley knew some people there, so she goes, hey, we're going to go to this party, but you're pretty drunk, so I'll just keep an eye on you. We'll be there for just a little bit, then we'll go. And I said, aces, let's do it. So we go, and I really had to have a lot of people help me reconstruct this the next day. So I'm doing that thing where I'm like standing like this, like teetering, like that.
Just weeble wobbling,
Yeah.
not falling over.
So we get to the party, and Ashley says, she goes, stay here. She goes, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. She goes, I'm gonna be gone 2 minutes. Don't do anything. Don't talk to anybody. Just stand right here. I'll be right back. I'll go to the bathroom with you. She goes, no. She goes, just stay here. I'll go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. So I said, okay. She said she went to the bathroom. She came back from the bathroom. 2 minutes had passed. That was it. And she said I had bags. I had bags of popcorn, like that I had just had collected bags of popcorn, and that I was going up to people while they were having conversations at their tables, and I would give them a bag of popcorn. I'd go, hey, here, take this popcorn. You're too drunk. You have to go now. You have to leave. You have to leave. And people were leaving. Oh my God! I was kicking people out of the Bethesda party.
You're really pushing the limits of what you can get away with.
Jesus.
I had a dude come up to me at our booth the next day, and he goes, Burnie, I just want to apologize. He goes, I had a little bit too much to drink
Holy shit.
at the party, and you kicked me out. He goes, you gave me a bag of kettle corn.
Poor dude, he probably having the time of his life at his back's fighting.
Hey, get out of here.
You're just
Say this is corny. Get out of here,
You're
buddy.
too drunk. You need to go home. and it was really late in the evening,
like-
so people were like, I am kind of drunk.
That's like the most ironic superhero ever.
I've seen you when you're drunk though, and you are not a good hider. But you're like, you know that thing where you're like,
Oh my God.
you gotta leave. Get out.
You're making me sick. I'm gonna throw up looking at you. Take your drinks and leave.
Get out, everybody out.
No, Monty's all hooked up. So
Yeah.
Monty
Oh
can
my
vouch for
God.
this.
So, Monty, listen, Monty, I want to apologize because you had to sit next to me through all of dinner.
No, it was awesome.
Did a man ask you to yell at his son?
Oh, geez.
I don't think at this one. That happened before. Yeah, that was at New York Comic Con.
Did you give it your all, or were you kind of like reserved? or it feel awkward?
I kind of like reserved a little bit. Like, okay, maybe this dad isn't quite sure what's going on, so I'll like hold back a little bit. But like as I'm doing it, he's just like, no, more, I need more. Like he Scorsese'd me, and he's like, I need raw emotion. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, fucking shit balls dick. And he's like, perfect. He's like, I'm way better than his mother now. I think there was some sort of custody dispute going on, maybe, and like that
Yeah, that's
definitely
gonna
went
help.
towards the father's side.
All right.
Hey.
Yeah. Is that it? We're
Anything
done?
else you want to cover? Anything else from PAX?
I would like to
talk
cover the
about?
toilet bowl with
Yeah,
urine
seriously.
right now.
Like I'm
I
gonna
want to
coat the
delay as
bowl.
long as possible.
Oh God.
No, don't, Brandon,
I'm gonna
don't.
ruin this couch. Okay. All right, Gavin is out. Oh my God, he took a spill. He took a hard spill. I think a little bit of pee came out right there. Can we get a mop? Can we get a porter out here? That's what they're called in supermarkets.